Good morning and welcome to a new vlog. I think it's week 7 now. If you haven't seen any of my videos before, my name is Natalie and I run 2 businesses, the Chargieville and the Chargimals, and they are apparels and stories about living with health conditions, physical and mental health conditions. Today is Monday and it's 9 a.m. I'm usually not working this early because I'm not a morning person. But the cats woke me up at 6:30 and I couldn't fall asleep anymore, and I was watching like some YouTube videos and I decided, let's start my week. I don't really know exactly what I want to do because I want to do so many things. So I figured, let's share my brainwaves and see what we end up on. I make my own week schedules, so I'm gonna fill out my week schedule. This was last week, I didn't really do a lot. I fill out what I want to get done in the next few weeks, and then I kind of put per day what I'm planning on doing, and I fill out about 1 or 2 days in advance because I live with a lot of chronic health conditions and I never know how much energy I will have. So I cannot make too strict of a schedule because it will never get done. So it needs to be a little bit flexible. Okay, there are a couple things I'm working on. First of all, I'm making preparations for a Kickstarter to have one of the Chargimals made into a plushie. Her name is Foggy. She represents brain fog, and a lot of people with health conditions or who are on medications or mental health conditions experience brain fog. I have been talking to some factories about having the plushies made. I'm still looking for a factory where maybe the minimum order quantity is not 500 because that is what makes it super expensive. I think I found one. I'm just waiting for them to send me a quote on how much, everything will cost me. So unless I have a clear image of what the costs are going to be, I cannot really work on my Kickstarter. So I'll put it on my week calendar, but it kind of depends on, what the factories get back to me with. So that's one. The second one is I have wanted to make a bunch of legging designs for a while, but with the lockdowns and everything going crazy in the world because of the corona crisis, my factory for leggings stopped. They were still doing their orders, but they didn't give you the ability to make new designs and upload new leggings to your shop. So they stopped that for a couple of months. It has been switched on, but since I'm already working on new projects and I've got quite a few ideas, I didn't get back to that yet, so I'm kind of deciding if I'm gonna work on that this week or not, because I still have so many ideas in my mind for these leggings that I want to make, so it would be a week of Photoshop. So that's another plan. Then the third one is there is new Chargimals, those by the way, coming out. One for arthritis, one for being undiagnosed, and one for bipolar disorder. Then we also have one for amputees that we have the image for, but there's no story or products for it yet. So the thing I have to do is make sure that all of the products are in the shop and prepare a launch. That launch is going to be in 2 weeks, and I'm not really sure if I already need to prepare for that or not. So those are the 3 things that I need to decide what I'm going to spend my time on. So yeah, I don't know yet. I'm gonna like make my plan. Another thing I realized is that you always see this part of me, but you don't see like the clothes I'm wearing. And almost always I wear something from my own shop. So I'm gonna have to make it a habit to show you what I'm wearing, what style it is, and I just want to show you the things that I have in the shop and the things that are my personal favorites. So this one is a flowy tank. I like to wear tank tops, and it's the Ninja Warrior. It says I'm a chronic illness warrior. It's not for the weak. I just really love the Ninja Warrior. She's not the most popular, but I really like her. And I have this design for I think 120 different conditions. I will put the link in the description for this specific one. This is the flowy tank, so it's kind of loose. I really like it when it's loose, and it's very soft. Very soft. I really like it. It's a very thin material. I live in a warm climate, so well, it's not that warm right now. But I really like the flowy tanks. I have noticed that my personal favorites are not like the best sellers in the shop, but I still wanted to share them with you because yeah, it's just soft and flowy and I really like it. So I'm gonna figure out which project I'm gonna focus on this week, and we'll get back to you later. Got my celery juice because I drink celery juice in the morning before I have breakfast, so when I've had this I can think a little bit better. I have decided that my first priority this week is gonna be to prepare the launch of the new product, so I don't have to stress about doing that the last time. Do the Kickstarter stuff whenever I get, quotes, and I can go and work on the next step. And thirdly is do leggings. So right now I'm going to make some more shirt designs, and I'm gonna make the thumbnail for vlogs number 5 and 6, because these vlogs are recorded about, I think, 4 weeks before I release them, because the first month I didn't know if I wanted to release them or not. And in the end I really enjoyed filming these vlogs. So I've decided that yes, I'm going to keep filming them, and yes, I'm going to actually publish them, but now we're kind of like a month behind. So I'm going to start with making the vlog thumbnails. Today is Wednesday. I had the most amazing day yesterday. I went and visited my sister and spent most of the day there, and in the afternoon me and my boyfriend took the dog and we went to the volcano like you just saw in the last clip. I have not been able to walk that far for many years, and over the years I've been doing more natural remedies and changing my diet and changing my lifestyle and getting more and more of my strength. And I am just so thankful that my body right now can walk around a volcano. We walked for about an hour, which just 4 years ago I couldn't even walk for 20 minutes. So it was absolutely amazing and I totally enjoyed the day. And I decided I'm just not working today, right? So at 9 p.m. I had to switch on my computer to just send one email, and the inspiration hit. When you're a creator, you know that when inspiration hits, you have to go with it, because sometimes you don't have any inspiration at all. And you're like, what am I doing next? And where my inspiration hit was for the enamel pin boxes. They all have a theme. And I had all these ideas of what the next box is going to be in the next. So I have it all planned out until February. And yeah, so it took me a few hours. So in the end, I worked from I think 9 p.m. It's more than a few hours. From 9 p.m. to 1 in the morning, I had so many ideas about the pin boxes, about images that I wanted to have, about product types, about stories. I don't know, it's just on a roll. And it was very hard to fall asleep after that because my brain was just, it kept going. But I was super happy with that. Today it is now, almost 4 p.m. I did send some emails back and forth I will tell you about that in a moment, with a factory in China actually to have plushies made. I will get you the update for that. And I did some of my translating work. Now I have my cup of tea. I've got some mint and some tea in here. Even though it's 30 degrees outside, I really still enjoy my cup of tea. Usually I don't drink that much tea in summer, but today there was fresh mint, and then there's not always fresh mint here on the island. So yes, the plushies. As you've seen in previous studio vlogs, I am working on putting a Kickstarter together to have the Chargimals made into plushies. Now, the minimum order quantity is 500 with all these factories. Now, I find a place where the minimum order quantity is 300, but it's still a big amount. So I'm going to need $5,000 to $6,000 to make this order and have them made and then ship them to the people who want them, who pledge on the Kickstarter. So I've been trying to come up with a way how to kind of make levels in the Kickstarter, where we start with just having the prototype made, and then you can have a pillow, and then if we really reach the goal, then you'll get the plushies. So I was actually looking for factories that would make custom shaped pillows, because I thought, well, if we cannot have the plushie made, what would be a good substitute? And I thought that's a pillow in a custom shape. What I've actually found is a factory that makes pillows, custom shaped pillows, plushie pillows, and actual plushies. So I'm like, you know what? I've already given up on the idea of having just less plushies made. I'm just gonna ask what the minimum order quantity is. They'll probably come back with 500, and then I'll ask for the pillows. And then she came back with 100. I'm like, really? So what is the cost? Do you do the safety testing? Because I need to have certificates that show that it's safe for children to use. Even though it is more meant for adults, a plushie is a toy, so it needs to have these safety tests done, right? So I'm asking about the safety test and how much does it cost for shipping? Do you help me import them? And their English is pretty good, which is hard to find. They respond very fast. And to have a prototype made doesn't really cost that much. So I'm like, what? So I'm actually communicating back and forth to have the prototype actually made. And I've talked about the testing. So it really looks like maybe somewhere next week I can start writing the Kickstarter. If all goes well, keep your fingers crossed. I'm not going to go more into detail because it's still, in the first stages, but I am super excited about this. I still feel the inspiration that I had yesterday. I have this story kind of half and half in mind that I want to write about Agnes, the undiagnosed Chargimal, because when I was writing the introduction for her, this whole story idea popped into my mind, but I don't really know the beginning or the end. I kind of know the middle. So I've got a whole bunch of stuff on my to-do list, but I'm home alone and that doesn't really happen very often. My daughter's with her dad. She stays there 2 nights a week. And my boyfriend's not working at the moment because of the corona crisis. So he's at home basically all the time, but he's not here. So I'm gonna grab that opportunity and just write, even though it's only the middle of the story, so that I can just put some ideas on paper. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Good morning. Today's Friday. As usual, my week didn't go as planned. But I did spend a lot of time thinking about the Kickstarter. I should have filmed yesterday. I was so frustrated. I have been running a shop for over 5 years, so I know how I'm supposed to calculate the costs, like the wholesale costs and then shipping and then payment processor fees and put a little bit of margin on there so that I actually earn something and I don't lose money selling things. So I'm good at that. And now I've been trying to calculate for the Kickstarter how much money there's needed, how much money each kind of goal has to be. And it's been so frustrating because I'm trying to make it as low as possible, but I do need enough. I cannot end up having to pay things out of pocket with money I don't have. So I'm back to having lots of lists. I had a call with my friend Nikki from In a Box Design. She has done some Kickstarters for some pins, and her most recent Kickstarter is doing really well. And yeah, I just needed to kind of talk through my ideas with somebody who sort of knows what they're talking about. You don't have to be the master of Kickstarter, but you need to know what I'm talking about. That was really, really helpful. So I think I sort of have clear in my mind what I want and what I need. So where I am right now, the first funding goal is going to be for the prototype, so we can have that made. And once we reach that, everybody is going to get like a sticker, like a free sticker to celebrate. Then the highest funding goal is going to be for the actual plushies. In the event that we don't reach all of the money that we need for the plushies, I am going to give people, I was thinking about pillows, custom shaped pillows, but those are just as expensive as buying plushies, and I need almost the same amount minimally to order. So I was like, I have an entire shop. I can just give people a voucher for the amount they pledged for. Maybe if I calculate it, I can even give them like a couple dollars more than what they pledged for, and they can just get whatever they want from the shop. Like, I don't need to tell them what they're getting instead of the plushie, and then they will still get all the freebies because they pledged for the Kickstarter. So I think I'm onto an idea. I have been talking to Tony, the designer, the illustrator, and he came up with a great, I love the idea of having 4 postcards that you can collect, and they are standalone images, but you can also just put them all together to make one big image, and kind of like try and collect those as we reach, the little goals before the big funding goal for all of the plushies. And then I was thinking of putting like a magnet in there, and lanyard maybe. I'm waiting for a response of the factory that makes the lanyards to see what's the minimum order quantity, what our prices, because like I said before, I need to make sure that there's budget for everything. So yeah, like everything, it's taken longer than I thought it would. I'm pretty sure that by the time this video comes out, the Kickstarter is live. So go and have a look in the description. If the Kickstarter link is there, it's already live. If it's not, it will be live by the time next week's video comes out. So yeah, I'm just gonna be puzzling a little bit more, probably start some sort of draft with what I want to say in the video, and that's sort of what I'm planning to do today. I went outside because my daughter has a friend over and they're just talking nonstop. Then my boyfriend's watching something on YouTube, which is kind of loud. In front of my house, it's really bright outside here. In front of my house, they're like building a wall, and there's not too much wind, so I hope you can hear me. The cat wants to join me. Ellie! Hi! Hi, Bushy! Hi, Leafy! Don't bite my toes! Don't bite my toes! Anyway, I have just made like my blank Kickstarter account. I just put in like a working title. I think I just called it Foggy the Brain Fog Plushie. I still got to work on that. And I've started putting in the different reward tiers, because that's the stuff that I think I've got figured out now. So I'm just gonna put it all in there, double calculate that the amount I put in there is correct, because I calculated everything in dollars, but this Kickstarter has to be in euro since I'm in Spain and I've got euro accounts. So yeah, I just need to double calculate that I put the right amount of money in there. So I'm going to be working more. I won't be able to film because of all the noise in my house. So I will talk to you in the weekend and give you the last update. Today is Saturday. We hardly slept last night because for some reason my daughter couldn't sleep, so she decided she needed to wake me up every hour as well. So we had very little sleep. I just colored a coloring page. It felt like 10 minutes, but it took me like 45 minutes. It's insane how you can lose track of time if you do something to relax you. And I've decided I'm not working at all this weekend, so I'm gonna end the vlog here and catch up with you next week. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.